as much as we can. So today is not going to be an exception. It's going to be another day for us to take a look at these issues and examine them, provide solutions to them. I'm Oluwaseun Akinola. The effect of social media on the exercise of the constitutional rights to freedom of expression as guaranteed under the Constitution and other international legislation is a thing of concern to people in Nigeria today. Section 39, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution says every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference. So, social media has been in the news for some time now, and the freedom of expression and opinion has been something that people have been talking about. The government had come out to express its side of the story on the ban on the microblogging site, Twitter, in Nigeria. I would like to start by playing for you what Lai Mohammed said about the decision of government, the justification for the decision of government on this ban. When we're looking at that, we'll also look at Oyo State, the administration of GSM, Governor Seyi Makinde, 2 years. We want to examine another aspect of the administration in 2 years, what they've done, the gaps, and what we can say about it. All right, so let's start from Lai Mohammed. He said this just yesterday. Listen to him.
Yes, what we are saying is that all platforms, OTT platforms, you must register in Nigeria. You must be a corporate entity before you can do business in Nigeria. Because they are doing business in Nigeria. Whether it's Netflix, whether it's Iroko, whether it is Facebook, they are doing business in Nigeria and they are making money and they are not paying taxes. That's the reason. In addition to being able to regulate them, they are making billions of naira out of this country and they are not paying tax. That can't be allowed to go on. Yes, as to the second question, yes, it is true. They've reached, only this morning, I got communication that yes, they are now ready to hold senior level discussions with us. Just now, I can confirm. I just confirmed with my colleague now. Yes, I just got the information. Why not? We will. But our conditions have already laid out to you. One, to do business in Nigeria, they must register as Nigerian companies. Two, they must be licensed. Three, they will have to refrain from using the platform for activities that are inimical to the growth of Nigeria. And by the way, Donald Trump has congratulated Nigeria, if that means anything, that's what he ought to have done. But that's just by the way. Now, I said that, so what happened in Lagos, where 37 policemen, 6 soldiers were killed, was not insurrection. 2, we kept asking Twitter, delete the tweets of Nnamdi Kanu. Under what, legal framework will it be right for a man to stay outside his country and direct that his members in Nigeria should kill policemen? They should kill soldiers. They should burn them correction centers. So I think this is no brainer that Twitter definitely does not mean well for this country. I didn't hide it.
Okay, so you heard Minister Lai Mohammed brought out the position of government. And we're going to examine that position. We're going to examine it. So, once again, welcome to the program, and we thank you for joining us. Michael Olatunbosun is here this afternoon. Michael, welcome.
Good afternoon, Seun. Good afternoon to everybody. Tunde, to Bosun, and our guys in the studio here. It's good to be here again.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
Tunde Olawuwo is also here. Hi, Tunde.
Hello, Seun. Good evening. Good evening to Michael, to everybody. My pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you. Before we go dive into these issues, today, it was like a rumor, and then this morning we just heard that President Buhari will be granted an interview on television, and it was on television. Arise News Television, had him. So I saw journalists, but these journalists are, I don't know how to describe them. Maybe I'd say they are privileged journalists,
Giants.
Who got to be on the table. I mean, Segun Adeni, I saw Ruben Abati, even the media house owner.
Duka
was there.
Tudun
Abiola. Mike, Tunde, let me start from Tunde. What were your impressions of that interview? I know you watched it.
You assumed I watched
No, I know. I didn't assume. I know.
Okay, well, I was surprised, at first, because if my memory serves me right, I think this should be the third time since President Muhammadu Buhari got sworn in that we're going to be seeing him in a proper interview. I stand to be corrected on that.
He had his first media chat.
November 2015. And then before the election in 2019, there was one with Kaderia.
Actually, there was another one with
NTA correspondent.
There was one with Arise News too. Some years ago, within that first term.
So maybe the fourth or thereabouts, which is a ridiculous number. If you look at
for the president,
as presidents go, especially in the history of Nigeria, this, some have said at some point that is it that the president, had grudges against some people or against Nigerians?
Or is he keeping malice with us?
Okay, you said that. So it feels refreshing to hear the president speak, in a proper interview and not a broadcast. Well, the quick takeaways from the interview for me showed it actually reflects some of the things that a lot of people have complained about, assumed about the president. For instance, I recall vividly on the issue of farmers' elders clashes. When the question was put to Mr. President, he talked about the grazing routes. Our pre-independence grazing routes. He said when he got to office, one of the first things he did was to ask that they dig out the Gazette, that speaks to that matter. And he was dismayed to realize that a lot of people have actually occupied, what hitherto served as grazing routes.
What was he expecting?
Grazing areas for, cows. And so even though he would do everything within his powers to, reopen those routes, it's difficult. So he then pushed it back to state governors to deal with the matter. Remember, the question was in respect of the ban by southern governors against open grazing. So from his response and his body language, the things he said and the ones he didn't say, it was clear that the president is not in support of the ban on open grazing, which also reflected, in what Garbashew, his spokesperson, put out. He said he was not going to contradict his Attorney General.
He asked Ruben again, you want me to contradict my Attorney General?
Also on the question of restructuring, the president, told the same lines that some politicians, who have been playing ostrich have done in the last couple of years by asking what is restructuring again? What is definition of restructuring?
If I ask what is devolution of power, you have to define he asked the interviewer to define devolution of power.
Eventually, when it was broken down to him that to decongest the exclusive list, populate the concurrent list and, of course, the residual list. Because the federal government is too powerful. We said, okay, you want to make me less powerful as a president, but what about the governors that they've, and rightly so,
the power lies
we have to, say this, our governors, all of them, they've deliberately crippled local government administration in Nigeria.
We must say that.
Yes. So Mr. President showed his, unhappiness about that fact. But the truth is, it was Mr. President who was fielding questions there. There are certain areas where all well-meaning Nigerians seem to agree that we must take off the exclusive list. The issue of power being one of them, because power is central.
Yes.
Power is central to our operation. We need to be able to hold our state governors. We need to be able to hold them to account. We need to be able to hold them responsible for the epileptic and what I would call a total collapse of, okay, look at what we have right now. I don't know about cannot.
Okay, I know that you could go on. Michael, your impression just briefly.
Yes, number one, I saw a very honest Muhammadu Buhari in that interview. Really. A lot of questions that a lot of people have been asking, is the president, really healthy in his mind and all that. In that interview, my own deduction was that the president demonstrated a high presence of mind. And he indeed answered the questions unlike some of the videos you see online where they will ask him about A and then we are purportedly shown where he's answering B and the rest of it. The president answered the questions honestly. Let me explain what I mean by honestly. The president spoke his mind. It was not as if somebody was there to whisper to say, Baba, don't say that.
Or prepared speech.
Yes, it was not a prepared speech. It was just extempore, and the president really answered the questions.
And the one he didn't want to answer, he said, I keep to myself.
So he was honest enough to say.
Talking about honesty, sorry, please. There's one quick one. I think it was Segun Adeni who asked him about his obsession about the Nigeria Republic, that we've been, investing a lot, in infrastructure towards Nigeria Republic. And he said,
how many neighbors do you have?
First and foremost, they are our neighbors, and they've helped us greatly in terms of cooperation in fighting Boko Haram.
Beautiful.
Then he now went further to go. He went personal. That look, he has cousins in Nigeria Republic. Yes. That there's no, hiding that fact. That in fact he accused France. He said he was speaking to a Frenchman that look, you people sat somewhere in 1885, and then
I got these guys out of this place.
I took my cousins away from
yes. There's really that you have Hausas, Fulanis, Kanuris in Nigeria Republic, and he's also correct about that.
Yeah.
The same way which he referenced, we have so many Yorubas, in Benin Republic.
Sure.
Yeah. It was also an error. So he just to buttress
that he was honest about it.
Yes, he was very honest. But my own major question.
If you go to Maradi, you see all these people that you're talking about. So in Maradi, there are many of them.
Now, my major question with the interview was those who interviewed him.
Okay.
When they asked the question about his fixation for Niger Republic, and he was giving his answers. Niger Republic is 25 million people. What exactly are we looking for in Nigeria? Nigeria is one of the poorest countries in the world. So what are they offering Nigeria?
He said they have oil, that they've discovered oil.
He said they are your neighbors.
They have just one refinery in
so how many do you have that is working?
That refinery will serve, you see, 25 million people is just basically like Lagos State.
Okay.
In terms of number. So I was expecting, just hold on, I was expecting them to throw stats at the president to say, but you are justifying this thing. But Nigeria Republic will not offer us more than what Lagos gives us. Why are we not expending all our infrastructure, borrowing money? Don't forget that we are borrowing money to get to Nigeria Republic. Maradi has just one university. Or Ibadan alone has about 6 universities. Why were they not bringing statistics to tell the president that, Mr. President, why don't you do it?
Michael, be grateful for the list that you've got. We're taking a break right now. When we come back, we'll be looking at the Twitter street.
You want to do follow-up questions?
Mr. President, I don't know.
What is this? I thought I asked all of you to drop whatever you have outside there.
I'm sorry, sir. This is Fluco Day. I saw you coughing earlier, so I brought it out for you so you can take it.
Thanks for your kindness, but I'm smarter than that. You think I don't know that every drug that cures cough and catarrh causes drowsiness? So you want me to sleep, Abi?
This is what distinguishes Fluco Day. It does not cause drowsiness.
I know this drug. It work well.
Let me try it. Manufactured by Harvit.
Marketed and distributed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor.
Time up. And you, I said what? Flu.
Fluco Day!
Available in pharmacy shops near you.
wọ́n tún ti fún Messi elégensa ló ń bọ̀ lọ owó ṣe mú sí yún la.
ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni o àǹfààní láti jẹ $100 million má ti ṣí sílẹ̀ báyìí.
níbo jámẹ́sì.
ní Mozart bet ló ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
odidi $100 million. báwo mo ṣe lè jẹ́.
forúkọ sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Mozart bet lọ sórí ìkànnì www.mozartbet.ng ìyẹn www.mozzartbet.ng iye owó tó o bá fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìforúkọsílẹ̀ ni wọ́n tún fún ẹ padà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ di mílíọ̀nìà pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn o tún lè ta Mozart bet onífà ìlọ́po ẹgbẹ̀rún 1000% bonus.
èyí mà ga kẹ́ ó ti lọ wá jù ọ̀rẹ́ èmi náà fẹ́ ta o.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àǹfààní ló tún ṣì wà lórí ìkànnì www.mozartbet.ng ìyẹn www.mozzartbet.ng fi orúkọ sílẹ̀ lónìí kí wọ́n náà bọ́ ságbàmì náírà. Mozart bet ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà.
Set to fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, not sent out fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. Yes, I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I got confidence. Set to fresh. The correct chewing gum, not sent to fresh. No, darling, with sent out fresh.
Sent to fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness.
Here, Papa Obi. Now what in they shake you again like leaf? Chai! Sweater and handkerchief never come off from your hands since I married you.
Na cold and kata again, oh.
I don't tell you, say make you take Procode, but in the form of big man.
Why Procode, my dear?
Make no wakamis road, Procode get paracetamol and phenylephrine for effective relief from cold and catarrh within 20 minutes.
Mama Obi, I dey campaign now.
Now, Orange Drugs Limited distributor. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Procode, na better medicine.
Take Procode, take Procode.
What are you looking for? The experience of a lifetime? Front row seats?
Game time!
To rub shoulders with the best in the world?
Ronaldo! Oh my goodness me!
And to witness 24 teams battle it out for the ultimate prize?
Hey, my people! Euro 2020 don't land for your domos. Watch all the games live and get better enjoyment on Super Sports Channel 32 from 11 June to 11 July. Make una no miss any of Euro 2020 matches though. Get your own Go TV decoder plus Go Tenor. Make you enjoy 1 month max subscription for just 9,500 naira. Enter the home of football. Go TV. Love it.
láti ní ojúlówó mọ̀ tó nílò tó fi darapọ̀ mọ́ṣẹ́ gbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tó sì dakọ́ṣẹ́ mọṣẹ́ tí mùṣemúṣẹ́ dámúṣẹ́ yàtọ̀. Splash FM Media Academy ti pèsè ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó gàgàǹgbá fún gbogbo ẹni tó nífẹ̀ẹ́ láti dojúlówó agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tàbí ẹni tó fẹ́ fìmọ̀ kúmọ̀ nídìí iṣẹ́ gbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ tẹ́sí gbàwé ẹ̀rí mo yege. Àwọn ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Splash FM Media Academy dá lórí Introduction to Presentation, Program and Content Development, Journalism, Basic Production, Digital Media, Yorùbá Presentation, tó ń ti ìtọ́sọ́nà lórí ìṣẹ́yọni pẹ̀lú àwọn gbajúgbajà agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́. Fún ìforúkọsílẹ̀ àti ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ lọ sí Splash FM Media Academy tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ White House Fẹ́lẹ́lẹ̀ Ìbàdàn tàbí kẹ́ ẹ kàn sójú òpó ìtàkùn àgbáyé wa pẹ̀lú www.splashfm1055.com/academy 0705-439-3332 tàbí 0805-699-8676. ẹ sì lè kàn sórí Facebook àti Instagram wa @Splash FM Media Academy. Mú àlá rẹ ṣẹ láti dojúlówó agbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ lónìí. Splash FM Media Academy à ń fọmọlúwàbí ṣe iṣẹ́ ìgbóhùnsáfẹ́fẹ́ lọ́jọ́.
Òkú ọmọ kì í ṣe tèmi àtòkú aya o.
Ẹni àfàdúrà gbáre o, ó tó yẹ ká lọ
ọkọ̀ gbogbo ń tà fẹ́ nínú pàdé àdúrà lágbà yìí kú ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta 72 hours with God. Bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ Prophet Taiwo Òjó ti CAC májẹ̀mú àánú ni Ọlọ́run ká ṣe àpàdé àdúrà ìfúnlóṣù mẹ́ta. Àkórí ìtìjú yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti Friday 11, Saturday 12 àti Sunday 13. Nígbà tí mo wò ó fín, when I look at it more closely, gbogbo ẹrù ogun tí ì ṣe tiẹ̀, ó tó àkókò fún láti wá jálẹ̀ nú àdúrà. Ìkórìtà ìpínyà pẹ̀lú ìwà tógun ní 72 hours ti ọ̀tà yìí. Ọ̀pọ̀ ìrìnsí Ọlọ́run àti àwọn olórí ẹ̀mí bíi Tọ́pẹ́ Àlàbí, Dáre Mélòdì, Ìlàjà Kétúndé Ọlọ́run sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Kẹ́ni Ológun Àrà, Bridget Adénúbi Esther, ni wọ́n máa pẹ̀lú bàbá ìsọjí orí afẹ́fẹ́ Prophet Taiwo Òjó ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ṣẹ́. Mexican tó wà ní kìlómítà 18. Ifẹ̀ Ìbàdàn expressway ló ṣègèrè láti máa pàdé. Ọkọ̀ ọ̀fẹ́ máa wà ní Ìwó Road àti Olúbàdàn Estate. Aago mẹ́sàn-án òwúrọ̀ tá a bá ti wọnú ìpàdé àdúrà lọ́jọ́ Friday. Ọjọ́ Monday la máa ṣorí ọ̀fẹ́. Ẹrù ogun tí kì í ṣe tiẹ̀. Mexican ní kò wá lọ já sí nínú àdúrà.
Looking beautiful day and night with one click. AI selfie with the pictures on flick. Full high definition with a large screen. Infinix, no time. Top speed with the Helio G95. Super speed where they make you satisfied. Walk and play, everything is okay. Infinix, no 10/10/10. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix, no time. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix, no 10, beauty meets strength.
Enjoy super-fast processor with the new Infinix Note 10 with Helio G95 speed, especially for better gaming experience. And a 6.95-inch FHD screen for wider viewing pleasures. Infinix Note 10 meets beauty with strength.
Our oil sachet, 17 naira. Only 17 naira. I said our oil sachet now. 17 naira. Only 17 naira. I'm gonna get cooking oil now. 17 naira. For a healthy family. 17 naira. I'm gonna get cooking oil now. 17 naira. Our oil sachet now. 17 naira.
Power oil for a healthy family.
A fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Try Ariel. Now your clothes will be cleaner than they've ever been. Ariel is worth it. Well, Ariel is worth it. One wash removes 99.9% germs and eliminates tough stains. Oh, yeah, protect your clothes and your family too. You know how much that's worth to you, yeah. Ariel is worth it. Well, Ariel.
You can rest assured we will take this jolly ride with you. I'll bet it's on you, 'cause you are a winner. We'll win with you. We'll run with you all the way. We'll share your dreams and we'll turn them to reality. We're invested in your tomorrow.
ARM, invested in your tomorrow.
Splash FM 105.5.
Welcome back. It's still Splash Rendezvous on Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. So let's go into the issue of Twitter and the position of government. I'll start with Michael. Michael, tell me, when you listen to Lai Mohammed and the defense for, banning Twitter or, suspending their operations here in Nigeria, he listed like 3 very important issues.
Yes.
The first, he said that they want Twitter to have a corporate identity in Nigeria.
Yeah.
They want Twitter to be registered.
Yes.
As a company that is making money in Nigeria, so that Twitter can pay taxes.
Yes.
They also want Twitter not to observe the rules. In other words, they will not allow their platform to be used for something that can threaten the corporate existence of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Is it an afterthought?
Yes. So I want to avoid the expression afterthought because it is indeed, or it was, an afterthought of explanations from the government. It was not. There was nothing wrong with Twitter until Twitter deleted a tweet or two done by Mr. President. So why is it that we're coming up with because we had thought about, we had brainstormed about, okay, what argument are we going to present to Nigerians and the world? When the Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyema had a meeting with the foreign diplomats, he didn't say all these things. So that means that in the space of 3 days after, they had thought about, okay, let's add this one to our argument. Let's add this one to our argument. Of course, they are valid arguments. Twitter, has about 40 million Nigerians on its table. So Twitter needs to, somewhat, recognize Nigeria as a nation that is serious to do business with. Okay, so we have the numbers. I think that, okay, so if you're operating on the Nigerian space, that you need to have some records within the Nigerian space as well. Okay, I agree. Oh, fine. And then that they need to observe rules, which is very questionable for me. What do you mean by rules, basically?
They should be more like they should be regulated.
Because when you say that they should not allow themselves to be used, so people use the streets to say something against the government and the corporate existence of the government. So did the government ban a roundabout? Did the government ban the Eagle Square? So those are big questions for me, and they speak to the fundamental rights of people to express their opinion, whether they like the government or to disagree with the government, or they are neither here nor there about government and government affairs or about personalities. They are okay to do it. You understand? So that's the two arguments are valid for me, basically because of course they are also afterthought. But then the point is that you cannot be asking Twitter to stop people from talking. Because the fundamental of democracy, of capitalism, basically, is free market, where everybody comes to the market to take what they want.
What would be the implication of the government now seeking to regulate, as it were, because they want them to register with
Corporate Affairs Commission,
yes,
NBC.
Possibly.
So it is basically to hold Twitter responsible for any statement that is made on Twitter as a platform. And essentially, it is to...
Isn't that regulation?
Yeah, that is not even regulation. That is gagging.
Or control.
That is censorship. Because so if I have the power to say I don't like the president. I have the power to say I don't enjoy the interview. I have the power to say it. So basically what the government is trying to do is if I go on Twitter now and say that interview by the president, it was watery, then the government can ask Twitter to suspend my account.
Why is this government more like obsessed with controlling, the media, as it were? There was social media bill. There was
since 2015. This government have been trying to, control what we say on the media space, because basically the government does not have tolerance for another opinion. And let me just tell you that, of our 60 years, we've had about 30 years or over 30 years of 60 years as an politically independent country under the military. The military hangover still hangs around us.
Even now?
Yes, even now. You see that the president always regrets that we are in a democracy.
Okay, I'll hold you there. Today, how important is Twitter to the Nigerian economy?
Okay, let me start from the low-hanging fruit. We know that you and I, if you have any problem with a bank now, for instance, or any company, or even if anybody has a problem with Splash, and then you tweet, mentioning Splash or any other company as it were, the likelihood of getting a quick response is higher than when you maybe write a petition
or a mail to them,
or you go to their Facebook wall, whatever that can achieve. So you and I are in this same Nigeria when we are getting reports that we have lost almost 7 billion, to this, because there are people who do their own businesses online. We see a lot of, this is what I sell, this is my hustle. If you are interested, please DM me. These are people who are selling their businesses online. There are also people who need quick services. I know a lot of logistic companies who basically do their business on Twitter. The list is endless. You see, somebody said guns don't kill people. People kill people. The problem is not Twitter. That platform is just a platform. It is whatever you choose to use it for that matters. What I see here is a government, and that has always been the case with every government. It is up to the citizens to not allow it, to not accept it. They have shown clearly that they have dictatorial tendencies. It is not new. When they came for the judiciary, a lot of people hailed them.
In the middle of the night.
They sent DSS, invaded judges' residence, and we saw what happened in that Gestapo manner. I had serious misgivings about that, because I believe that, look, if we accept that we are a nation governed by the rule of law, we cannot cherry pick when to apply it. If you think some judges have done something wrong, there is a laid-down procedure. Follow it. But they didn't do that. And some people hailed and clapped and said, some even said, suspend the constitution. So they successfully demonized the judiciary. And today, for about 4 months, what do we have? Jusun on strike. Meaning that you and I can't even have a problem, and I say we'll meet in court. You say, which court? So we have technically told ourselves that we can exist without the judiciary.
And that's this is one government that also removed the head of judiciary.
Yes, without following the due process. Now, in the 8th Assembly, the National Assembly, the narrative was that Mr. President had wonderful ideas, but the National Assembly was not helpful, was acting like an opposition National Assembly. There were so many bills and even nominees that were not confirmed. So now, good enough, they have a National Assembly that is in bed with the executive. That more or less just rubber stamps whatever it is that the executive wants. So they have become a lame duck, not doing anything. So you've taken down the judiciary, the legislature. Now it's the media. We know the running battle that the traditional media organizations, especially electronic media, have been having for years with the regulators. In our own parlance, we call it love letters.
Now, love letter without love.
Yes. Now we want to extend this to the platform. Twitter is not the one trying to. Twitter is not threatening the corporate existence of Nigeria.
Well, it said it yields its platform to threaten our corporate existence. Remember, they kept referring to the hashtag EndSARS protest.
Wow. And hashtag EndSARS was the first time in a long while that Nigerians truly, expressed their democratic right. You see, the culture of protest is part of democracy. Yes. Let us not deceive ourselves. In fact, I think we don't have enough of it. That is the truth. And you saw what happened. Immediately they yielded because they saw, and let's not pretend as if this is something new. Way back before we had Twitter, there was a certain Fumilayo Ransom Kuti who led over 20,000 women in Abeokuta because of an unjust tax law. And what did they do? They eventually sent the Alake of Egbaland into exile.
Yeah.
They didn't even need Twitter to do that.
The man didn't come back.
But you see, the beauty of this one is that you don't even need you don't need any arrowhead, as we saw during the NSAS protest. People said, look, we are youth protesting. And they protested. What they protested for was legitimate.
Yes.
That is the truth. But you see, some people painted it to Mr. President as though, because he also referenced it this morning in that interview, that it was an attempt to remove him from office. You can imagine. So now they've substituted regime security for national security, which is what we are having right now. Trust me, if they successfully clamp down on the social media platform, as we are seeing, I don't know what will become of our democracy.
Today, before I come back to Michael quickly, I just want you to reflect on this. If we eventually succeeded in making Twitter to register in Nigeria as a corporate entity, you know that Facebook and other social media platforms will have to comply with the same rule.
Look at this. They must have an office in Nigeria as one of the conditions.
Yes.
You can imagine them having an office in Nigeria. We know what happens to, you know,
you don't want to mention.
There have been instances where they'll say DSS has laid siege on this particular office. Nobody can go in, nobody can go out. Do you want to? That is what you want? They're asking them to pay tax in Nigeria. Well, if there are ways you can make that happen, I don't have any problem with that. I don't have any problem with that in making them pay tax in Nigeria. Sit down with FG to lay out guidelines, whatever that means. Must be licensed by the NBC.
And so those of us that are licensed by the NBC, we are here.
Yeah, we are
and
here.
are here we day.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it would be nice because the traditional media have also been vilified a lot, you know, on social media that, you are not. So maybe we should allow them, let the social media also have a taste of that.
I mean, I also
and see how easy it's going to be.
Facebook owns WhatsApp right now. And so what happens with WhatsApp? Do you now censor what people send to each other? Michael?
Well, you can't. I know that there's guaranteed, encryption, assurance that
it's
what
end
you
to
have,
end.
It's end to end. It cannot be released to a third party and the rest of it. But I suspect that WhatsApp may also be forced to go that way. While we acknowledge, of course, that a lot of people have used social media, particularly WhatsApp, to spread fake news, to disinformation, misinformation, malinformation, and the rest of it. While we all understand that, it also happens everywhere. It's not. I remember that I was joking with someone. I said there was 1 year in UI. I can't remember when I guess that the guy was just he had too much to drink the previous night. He just woke up one morning and said that I escaped from the UI zoo, and everybody was camping.
That was Zeke.
Yeah. So but the management of the University of Ibadan Zoological Garden came to say we don't even have hyena.
Where did you see hyena?
So don't tell me that using social media to spread fake news to cause crack in national security and unity is new. It's not. We've had fake news and the rest of it before. We know some of these things. What we should do is to put safeguards in place so that when people see information before they spread, they have to maybe follow some kind of rules to sift. Of course, Facebook, WhatsApp has that thing. So if you're forwarding something, there's an indication that this message has been forwarded many times, and the rest.
And so when it's many times, you said forwarded many times.
Exactly.
Even on Facebook, we see that on Twitter.
On Twitter,
yes.
if you are
former
liking or retweeting something,
we had so many instances when they removed Twitter removed some of his posts. I mean, especially after the election, when he kept making reference to the fact that he won the election.
But that's one area that Nigerian government is also worried, in the sense that Twitter seems to be dictatorial and not open to, fair hearing. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Twitter gets reports that people have been reporting this particular tweet. What is wrong in Twitter now writing the person and saying that here is a tweet from you that is being reported at so time, and this number of this number of complaints about your tweet, and it has broken a rule or something. Can you explain or pull this down? We can have a sane space. Give the person a fair hearing.
Since Mr. President registered as a Twitter user,
I know,
as an individual,
yes,
and he's aggrieved, by what Twitter has done to him. Why didn't he also write to Twitter that, look, you have not given me a fair hearing, instead of this blanket ban?
I know. I'm not a spokesperson for the government. I'm saying that.
I'm also not a spokesperson for Twitter.
So
we're just looking at the possibility.
Exactly. So I'm saying that if we're going to ask Twitter questions, let Twitter also be a corporate entity here in Nigeria where we can also take it to court.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I understand.
And I have no problem with that.
I have no problem with that.
The federal government says, okay. There was a time, surely during the aftermath of NSAS, federal government threatened CNN that they were going to sue them.
Yes.
So feel free to sue Twitter if you think they've done anything wrong.
I do not also agree that if anything had happened to the Twitter handle of Mr. President, that my business, because Twitter is a platform for enterprise and innovation, that I should suffer loss because Mr. President was taken down. And we should
also not forget that there are laws in place. If you use your social media platform, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, to spread hate, to spread falsehood, number one is that you stand the risk of being discredited. And nobody wants to be discredited. Nobody wants to be seen as a purveyor of lies and fake news. That's number one. Number two is that you can also legally be taken up on what you have done. Certainly, a blanket suspension is not the way. I think it was an overkill.
It was an overkill.
It was not an overkill. It was basically, this is something that it's just like looking for an opportunity.
Exactly.
They've always wanted to.
So calling a dog a bad name.
Yes.
That's just it.
Okay.
Because the Foreign Affairs Minister, Geoffrey Yema, threw in one very ambiguous word when he was talking about the conditions that Nigerian youth must accept, that they will now use it responsibly. Whatever that means.
Who defines being responsible?
Yes. Let's close this, but I will take calls 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, 0706 949 3000. Okay, we are going to take advert as well. But think about this and quickly. Was that ban effective too? Didn't they set Nigeria to disobey their ban? Through VPN, where some GOs are now saying that we are tweeting from different parts of the world, and then you have Nigerians circumventing, the back ends and going. When you drop a ban, you give people more power to circumvent it. Don't you see it that way?
Yes, of course it's true. Basically, what we are trying to do is we are trying to prevent people from talking, but we are allowing them to talk because we are not doing due diligence and due process.
Okay, I'm amazed at people defending the ban on Twitter. We'll take a break. I'll be back in a moment.
Anytime malaria show, Nakam Shalatempo. Anytime malaria come, Shalatempo. If malaria trouble you,
no let malaria come out action for your body. Nakam Shalatem will be brand of anti-malaria wey contain artemether and lumefantrine. Shalatem na medicine from Shalina Healthcare Nigeria. Dem get Shalatem for every age group dem. Make you remember to always use Shalatem with food. If symptoms no change after 3 days, go see your doctor.
Don't worry, Ma. He'll be home on time, just like his dad.
Are you sure?
Yes, Ma. I'm cooking their favorite jollof with Sonia tomato mix. They are here.
Hey, is that jollof ready?
See? Right on time.
Your loved ones will always rush home for tasty meals prepared with Sonia tomato mix.
Mommy, the jollof is yummy.
I wouldn't miss this jollof for anything.
It's so good eating together with a family.
Yes, Ma. All thanks to Sonia.
Sonia tomato mix brings you together. Proudly Nigerian.
Captain.
Yes, coach.
Shebi you sabi say if this our school go follow carry shoulder for people wey sabi, we must win this match.
Yes, coach.
No forget say 1, the time to win as they blow whistle to start the match. 2, no forget to protect your net every time.
Yes, coach.
Yes, so my correct champion.
Okay, champ. Make you go eat. Make you bath. So that you go fit sleep well, you hear?
Papa, you don't forget the net, oh.
Aha! Oya, tell us, how we go take 4 malaria hand?
All of us must sleep inside net every night. And when we know they use the net, now to arrange them well, keep one side.
Better pikin.
Our champion, we sabi every.
Papa, make you no forget you and mama net, oh.
The mosquitoes where they carry malaria, now for night them they bite. If everybody sleep inside net, mosquitoes no go bite anybody and malaria no go worry anybody. This message, now the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry and come.
It's Jumia's 9th anniversary from the 11th to the 27th of June. Code word Versary. Yes, everything anniversary.
Say what?
Phoneversary. Get phones at unbeatable prices.
Okay, let me try. Homeversary?
Yup, you get up to 30% off on home appliances, plus daily flash sales and amazing giveaways, including free delivery for 1 year.
With Jumia 9th anniversary sale, celebrate your everyday from the 11th to the 27th of June 2021.
Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Amatem soft gel wà fún ìtọ́jú àrùn ibà tí ara rẹ kò bá yá lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta lọ rí dókítà rẹ.
Àwa obìnrin ni iyọ̀ ayé lójú náà kí adùn yìí lè máa lọ láìlópin. Ètò yín aládùn ni ọ̀rọ̀ obìnrin ó ti gbéra tán láti gorí afẹ́fẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí lórí ẹ̀rọ rédíò àti lórí ẹ̀rọ ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ Facebook. Kódà ẹ láǹfààní láti jẹ̀gbádùn ọ̀rọ̀ obìnrin season 2 lórí rédíò 9 tí ò ṣe fọwọ́rọ́ sẹ́yìn láwọn gúúsù ìwọ̀ oòrùn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Ọ̀yọ́, Ọ̀ṣun, Ògùn, Oǹdó, Èkìtì àti Kwara. Ọ̀rọ̀ obìnrin ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo wa ni.
As the best man, I'd like to give a toast. But first, I have a few things to say. The money they are spraying the couple is reducing. It seems some people have rubbed glue under their shoes to pack it.
Clearly, he's been watching comedy nights or maybe My Siblings and I on Africa Magic Urban, DSTV channel 153. Now, you too can get inspired by our local entertainment. Get a HD decoder, dish, plus 1 month DSTV compact subscription for only 18,600 Naira. Because great stories start on DSTV.
For a healthy family.
Enter the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting they cause all the shine. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush, gotta be lush, straight or curly, you know they tango, lie, gotta be lush, gotta be lush. Wonder how I shine like this, I'm on a lush, be the coco. Say you want to
know how to make an impression. And that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni o, Panadol Extra náà ni Panadol Extra. Ó tún ti ń bẹ báyìí nínú ìdí kékeré oníkápẹ́lẹ̀tì mẹ́rin láàdọ́ta náírà péré. Panadol Extra kẹ́nẹ́ ni Panadol Extra mú tura bẹ́ fọ́rí, ìrora ẹ̀yìn, ìrora oríkèé, ìrora nǹkan oṣù àti ìrora ẹ̀yìn. Tí ìbá ṣe Panadol, kò lè jẹ́ bí Panadol. Tá ìpadà ò bá sí lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ méjì, lọ rí dókítà. Panadol Extra ní paracetamol àti caffeine nínú. Kò sí fáláboyún àtàwọn ọmọdé tọ́jú orí wọn kéré sọ́dún 12.
My name is Data Lover Joe Mapel. Any wolf I go know I'm well. Oh. MTN Pulse don't come ring my bell. What's this I hear of data just for the night? You see, I'm a very, very big guy, but I don't joke with my giggy bites. So MTN get the free the guy with this data plan for the midnight. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. 2 gig, oh boy, I can live the life. TikTok is ready to go. Oh boy, I'm feeling fine. Cause 11 to 6 in the morning. IG TikTok body. 2 kiki there for me. MTN Pulse, yes, of course, MTN Pulse.
MTN Pulse. Do you? Dial *406# to join. Everywhere you go, MTN.
No Wakamis Rodo. Proco get paracetamol and phenylephrine for effective relief from cold and catarrh within 20 minutes.
Now, Orange Drugs Limited distributor. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor.
Procode, now better medicine.
Take Procode. Take Procode. Take Procode.
Splash FM 105.5.
Thank you for being there with us, and we appreciate you. We will be taking a break for the news. And when we come back after the news, we'll round off our thoughts, take your calls, and then we'll go to your state there. Tunde Onokoya is finally here. Hi, Tunde.
Hello, good evening to you.
It's good to see you.
Out there.
How are you today?
To be here. It's good to be. I'm very well.
I'm sure you were listening to us.
Very, of course I did. I did.
1 minute.
Okay.
Your impression about the president's interview today?
Unimpressed.
Okay, why?
Because he seems to always beat about the bush.
Okay. I won't let you explain that because there's no time. The other thing is, I particularly wanted you to talk about the economic implication of Twitter ban on Nigeria.
We have,
as a business person,
I think we have a bunch of people who don't have a grasp of reality and live in the past. So when anything that they can't understand shows up, to them is a threat. Twitter, I know people who have left maritime jobs 6-7 years ago and have focused on Twitter and have been making a living from that place. Like I said, do you have alternative jobs to give these people right now? Do you want to increase the level of unemployment in the country? We're talking about billions of naira being lost on a daily basis as Twitter.
So what do you call a government that is countenance that?
I won't use that word on air.
Okay. At 6 p.m., we'll take the news highlights in a moment. Stay with us.
Splash
Splash FM 105.5.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing 105.5. One station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
Quick, Charger 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
Good evening and thank you for being there with us on Splash 105.5 FM. Welcome to the news highlight. The federal government has secured 10 convictions for various maritime offences since the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Act was signed into law in June 2019. President Buhari disclosed these at the official flag-off of the Integrated National Security and Waterways Protection Infrastructure in Nigeria, also known as the Deep Blue Project, at the ENL terminal, Apapa Port, Lagos, calling for greater collaborations among countries in the Gulf of Guinea to secure Nigeria's waters and beyond. President Buhari noted that the assemblage of the new maritime security assets was coming at a critical time when global discussions are centered on piracy activities and the new dimension it has taken in the region. In a similar vein, President Buhari today inaugurated the commercial operations of the Lagos-Ibadan Railway Project at the Mobolaji Johnson Railway Station, Ebute Metta, Lagos, and stressed that its administration will continue to prioritize the railway system. While President Buhari says fighting corruption in a democratic setting is a difficult task to accomplish, the president disclosed this during an interview which was televised today. According to him, the war against corruption has not been easy for him since he became a democratically elected president 6 years ago. The president frowned at the way and manner the local government system was being managed, saying the local government administration was almost non-existent in the country. The federal government has declared Monday, June the 14th, as a public holiday to mark this year's Democracy Day. This is as the government warned against agitations capable of threatening the peace of the country. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, was quoted to have said this in a statement by the ministry's permanent secretary, Shuaib Belgore. The minister urged Nigerians to embrace the spirit of brotherliness for peace to thrive in the nation. He also called on the citizens to support the present administration in its efforts at ensuring a united and prosperous nation. Imo Deputy Governor, Professor Placid Njoku, has denied reports he has resigned, dismissing them as baseless. Njoku, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Ozioma Nkwoma, insisted the reports have no iota of truth, attributing them to those who had been working to destabilize the state. The statement said that Professor Placid Njoku enjoys a robust working relationship with his boss, Governor Hope Uzodinma, and indeed with every member of the State Executive Council, including members of the state legislature. He enjoined Imo people to disregard such unfounded rumors and continue supporting the peace and development of the state. The emotion ran high today when aged protesting pensioners were locked out of the office of the governor of Ogun State in Okemoson, Abeokuta, the state capital. Looking dejected and depressed, the pensioners under the aegis of Local Government Pensioners Association, as early as 8 a.m., stormed the state secretariat to protest the alleged refusal of Governor Dapo Abiodun-led government to pay their gratuities. Armed with placards, the pensioners who gathered around the state secretariat for their demonstration, however, met a brick wall at the second gate of the secretariat leading to the governor's office, as the security agents hurriedly locked the gate against them. The state chairman of Local Government Pensioners Association, Sekiru Ailara, said his members were hurt by the alleged nonchalant attitude of the governor to their demands, which include non-payment of gratuities, lateness, and non-increment in the monthly pensions. He also lamented the discrimination against the members by the government. And now we're turning to the foreign scene. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has responded to the rolling blackouts affecting the country with a major shake-up to the energy sector that will allow private power companies to generate more electricity without red tape. The president says that the partial liberalization introduces a new era for South Africa's beleaguered energy sector. For years, the state-owned power utility Eskom has battled to meet the demands of one of Africa's biggest economies. Mr. Ramaphosa said that there is no economy that can grow substantially without energy security. Finally, sports news. Harry Maguire has returned to training ahead of England's Euro 2020 opener against Croatia on Sunday. The Manchester United centre-back was pictured training with his teammates during an opening session on Thursday morning. All 26 players in Gareth Southgate's squad took part. Maguire has not played since May 9 after suffering an ankle injury in Manchester United's win at Aston Villa. The 28-year-old arrived at the England camp last Thursday along with his United teammates after being given a week off following the Europa League final. And that ends the 6 p.m. news highlight for today. I'm Oluwaseun. Akinola. Splash Rendezvous is coming up in a moment.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibes, sports, and more on the Integrity Station.
When we say we're committed to giving you more, here's what we mean. We mean going the extra mile to ensure you have the best customer experience. In fact, if you make an instant transfer and it fails, we will reverse it in 1 business day or refund 5 times the transaction fees. You get that? A reversal on failed instant transfers in 1 business day, or we will refund 5 times the transaction fees. Now, that's how committed we are to giving you more. Access, more than banking.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you could share with the other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's the apple?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this,
Yes, now. Na hypo toilet cleaner than they use to clean up and kill the yama germs come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with hypo toilet cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and germ free. Available in sachet for 35 naira only. Madam, now 2 years landlord one collect.
We go pay for 6 years,
It's Jumia's 9th anniversary from the 11th to the 27th of June. Code word Versary. Yes, everything anniversary.
Say what?
Phoneversary. Get phones at unbeatable prices.
Okay, let me try. Homeversary?
Yup, you get up to 30% off on home appliances, plus daily flash sales and amazing giveaways, including free delivery for 1 year.
With Junior 9th anniversary sale, celebrate your everyday from the 11th to the 27th of June 2021.
Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Not a new level. Where's your ticket from Baskin to yesterday's gone today. Keep me a lucky day. For Baskin go Baskin go. You are royal, you oh you come make me bad. We Baskin go go check these cars out today. Keep me a lucky day. For Baskin.
Playground for kings.
Dúró sórí àlà gbáradì ó ti yá bẹ̀rẹ̀ oṣù tuntun pẹ̀lú sọ́kà ready promo tó kà màmá pẹ̀lú Samsung ra èyíkéyìí Galaxy S21 olóríṣiríṣi kó o sì gba buds live kan wàá tún gba Bluetooth headset lórí gbogbo Galaxy A32 àti àpò alágbèékẹ́yìn backpack tó o bá ra A12 àwọn àǹfààní tó kà màmá wà tó o bá ra Galaxy A02 náà ìfilọ́lẹ̀ yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ 4 oṣù kẹfà di ọjọ́ 2 oṣù kejì ọdún 2021 tààrà ṣàṣà àǹfààní yìí wà títí ọjà ó fi tán lẹ̀ àdéhùn àti àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ o.
Ohun tó yẹni ló yẹni, ìrọ̀rùn ló yẹ àwọn oníbàárà wa. Nítorí náà, ní ìgbàkúùgbà tí o bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ láti ilé ìfowópamọ́ Access sí ilé ìfowópamọ́ mìíràn tí owó náà lọ, lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ la ó fún ọ ní owó rẹ padà tàbí ká dá owó tí a máa ń gbà lórí ìfowóránṣẹ́ padà fún ọ lẹ́ẹ̀márùn-ún. Èyí túmọ̀ sí wípé ní gbogbo ìgbà tí a bá fi owó ránṣẹ́ tí kò lọ rárá fún ìdí kan tàbí òmíràn, lọ́jọ́ náà la ó dá gbogbo owó rẹ padà o. Tí a kò bá dá padà ní ọjọ́ kan, a ó fún ọ ní ìlọ́po 5 owó tí a bá gbà lórí ìfowóránṣẹ́ rẹ. Ìdí nìyí tí a fi ń fọwọ́ sọ̀yà wípé ìrọ̀rùn ẹ̀yin oníbàárà wa ló jẹ wá lógún o. Access ó ju ìfowópamọ́ lọ.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing
105.5.
one station, all the hits.
105.5. Splash.
Your station. Here is
105.5.
From the very beginning, we just saw the world differently than everyone else. This was made obvious in all we do.
That didn't sit well with some people.
What's our plan?
Our plan is to keep going up and not just go up, but stay at the very top. We are your favorite radio station, Splash 105.5 FM.
105.5. The Splash.
Welcome back. It's Splash Rendezvous on Splash 105.5 FM. We are on Facebook. I would like you to join us live on Facebook and make your comments there. Let the interaction begin. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. I have two issues about Twitter, and then we'll close the discussion, but we can take calls. We can take calls on that. 0809 155 1055, 0805 699 8678, and 0706 949 3000. The envoys are still upholding the tenet of free speech. They still told Nigeria that it won't be good for us to repress people's voices. The general overseers are still tweeting to their global audience and defying the ban on Twitter in Nigeria. You also have CSOs, civil society organizations, saying that we will continue to tweet, we aren't backing down. You have individuals going through VPN. Are we approaching anarchy on this one, disobeying laws? Or, I mean, it's not a law, actually. There's no law there.
Even an executive order
There's no law
in place.
Yes.
Is there a law
So
in
what
place?
are we
So is this
disobeying?
just the pronouncement of a minister, or let's say now two ministers, and that's it? Is that how we run the country now?
And Malami said he was going to prosecute.
Like I said, is that how we run the country?
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Hello, everyone.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Folari, calling from Alele.
Mr. Folani, welcome. Let's do this quickly. Yes.
All right. For me, a lot of questions just keeps coming to mind, and maybe like one of your speakers just said, it seems as if some people do not understand some things and then they feel threatened about it. I want to ask the question, if Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook decides to leave Nigeria today, who is really going to suffer more? Is it the Nigerian economy or is it them? I'm still not really sure what the meaning of this ban is. Yes, okay, you want to control what people say so that it's not insightful or it doesn't cause some level of disharmony in the country, fine. But is banning Twitter or other opportunities to express what is not being done well, is it the solution? And again, someone is saying that they need to be registered here so that they can collect money for taxes. The ones that have been collected, sincerely, what has the taxes been done? How do the Nigerians that they are paying these taxes, how are they feeling now? They are being kidnapped, they are being killed on a daily basis. It's fearful to leave one house now and travel from one point to another place. That is not being addressed. It is Twitter, a social media setup that is a major concern, and people are dying on a daily basis. I still don't even know what to say. I just feel a bit confused at this point, but that's just what I want to say. Thank you.
All right. I mean, many questions after questions and questions unanswered.
You know what I think? I think our government does not like us. That's what I think. When I say does not like us, at what point have you had our government raise concerns about privacy issues on social media?
That's an issue, really.
Nobody has ever. Our government, the EU is talking about it. The US Congress is talking about it. The UK Parliament is talking about it. Our government has never said anything about it.
Well, at what point? Cybersecurity.
Yes. At what point have we ever raised concern about the issues of child pornography online, child trafficking online? We have never said anything about these things. But you know what? The moment somebody feels irritated, they just ban the entire platform.
You know, the problem is this. It would be a waste of time to think that a time is coming when you are going to have a government that would like you. You can get lucky to have one or two individuals, you know, somebody maybe in the mode of late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, you know, who in his mind had a vision for what his people should look like. Or maybe the leader of Dubai. You know, Rashid Al Maktoum, who had a vision for his people. But you see, if we indeed are practicing democracy.
Hello. So let me hold your thought, please. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us.
Samuel is my name.
Ola Samuel, welcome. Let's do this quickly. Yes. Thank you.
What federal government is saying now? I mean, the Minister of Information is just afterthought. They are just looking a way to defend themselves. If they know they've done what they did to Twitter wrongly, extremely wrongly, and they want to cover up, that is what they are using now. They are using that system to cover themselves up. It's afterthought. And if they want to take tax from them, if they've done that one wrongly, if they want them to register, if they can call them to come and register before now. Why now? The federal government, presidency, is saying something that can even scatter Nigeria, that can cause problem. And Twitter doesn't want Nigeria to have problem. They remove it. You can charge Twitter to court if they want to claim anything. Say that he has done something to our president. Then they can take him to court.
Okay.
Instead of taking him to court, the blanket say suspension. It's wrong.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ola Samuel. That was Ola Samuel there. Okay. If you still want to call us, but we are moving on to something else right now. Let's come to your state. I want us to look at insecurity, you know, because it's... Okay, somebody's there. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Mr.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Jide calling from Mokola.
Jide, welcome.
Good evening, Now, this God is going to have people of the past leading your future. These are the kinds of things we get. They don't seem to understand the reality or what is on ground. They don't want to know. Even if they want to understand, they don't really want to know. What they are after is, this thing, I don't like it. Whether that thing will bring hardship on the people, they don't care. They will not listen. Even if they are advised not to do it, they will not listen. These are the minds we put in power in this country. And people should be bereft. People, maybe before the next election. I don't believe in next election, but let's not assume it happens. Now, maybe before 2023 election, there should be a law. Maybe not a law. Maybe just something like in our mind that anybody above 65 years old should not aspire to be anything in this country again. They seem to ask of. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That's a very huge one. I mean, to shut out people like that and say that they can't be part of election.
But there are people in their 60s that are very tech savvy, even in their 70s,
and equally very cerebral.
That I know, cerebral, tech savvy, and in tune with reality.
All right, so let's get to the next issue right now, and that's insecurity in Oyo State. I know that we will have to talk about it because it was one of the things or one of the issues that would define this administration even in Oyo State as we move on, part of the challenges that they have to deal with. And I hope that we'll be able to deal with it because I do not know the essence of any government that is unable to secure its people. So, I think it was on Tuesday, the governor went to Igogo We know what happened in Igogo on Saturday, Sunday morning, and it became a news where some people were killed. I'd like us to listen to what the governor said there. There are some things that we should discuss from his speech there, and from there we'll try to look at what we can do to secure our society better.
It is not a situation that there's any magic that we can do. We have to walk through this, and we have to work together through it. But I promise you, this is the last time anything like this will ever happen here. Amen. It is the promise I'm making to you, and it is a promise I will come through with. Ejo, don't take things into your hands. Mo fẹ́ bẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n lose èèyàn, because sometimes the emotions can be really high. Ẹ fún wa ní opportunity to resolve this and make this place safer for you. Every light up Tanshi is for us to be able to see everywhere, whether it's a day or night. Yeah, there are people who fẹ́ rere fún ìlú wa, fún state wa, and for our country. Ṣùgbọ́n mo nígbàgbọ́ pé Ọlọ́run á ṣàánú wa. So mo bẹ̀ yín ni, give us the opportunity to come back and rebuild things and put in a more solid architecture, such that ẹ lè lọ sóko, ẹ lè ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́ fẹ́ without fear of anything.
FM 105.5.
Good night, Susan.
Oh, good night, sir.
Hi. You need it when? Okay, we'll get it done. Guys, we can't leave. We've got to finish the client's order tonight. Tonight?
This time?
How about some top tea to cheer us up? Tea.
Top tea.
Only one bag of Top Tea makes 2 strong cups. So taste to know more flavor, enjoyment,
great
friendship, and upliftment.
Wow, this looks gorgeous.
Taste to know. Top Tea.
wọ́n tún ti fún Messi elégensa náà ń bọ́ọ̀lù ẹ̀wọ́ bó ṣe mú sí yún la.
ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni o àǹfààní láti jẹ $100 million má ti ṣí sílẹ̀ báyìí.
níbo jámẹ́sì.
ní Mozart bet ló ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
odidi $100 million. báwo mo ṣe lè jẹ́.
forúkọ sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Mozart bet lọ sórí ìkànnì www.mozartbet.ng ìyẹn www.mozzartbet.ng iye owó tó o bá fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìforúkọsílẹ̀ ni wọ́n á tún fún ẹ padà lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ di mílíọ̀nìà pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn o tún lè ta Mozart bet onífà ìlọ́po ẹgbẹ̀rún 1000% bonus.
èyí mà ga kẹ́ ó ti lọ wá jù ọ̀rẹ́ èmi náà fẹ́ ta o.
ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àǹfààní ló tún ṣì wà lórí ìkànnì www.mozartbet.ng ìyẹn www.mozzartbet.ng fi orúkọ sílẹ̀ lónìí kí wọn náà bọ́ ságbàmì náírà. Mozart bet ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà.
Customer, see your tomatoes. Abi, may I add pepper join?
Yes, abeg add. Auntie, this your cough sef don dey pass the careful.
Take am easy with her now. But customer, this your cough, Make you try enter hospital now.
No, you sef know say no be correct time be this. They go just talk say I get COVID-19.
Customer, all cough no be the same o. This one fit be tuberculosis now.
Auntie, na true talk o. Check am o, make you dey sure.
Because who no go,
no go know.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check am o, make you dey sure.
If cough don worry you pass 2 weeks, e fit be tuberculosis o. TB test and treatment na free. Yes, so just call the National TB Hotline for 0800 22 55 282 to get better information of where you fit do the test. This message na from the Federal Ministry of Health with support from American people dem.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ojúlówó Nasco cornflakes kún fún èròjà tí ń ṣara lóore tó dára nítorí wípé Old Flaked cornflakes náà ni. Old Flaked cornflakes ní apilẹ̀ṣe ní ìlànà tí gbogbo èròjà ṣara lóore inú rẹ̀ ò fi lè yingin. Oúnjẹ aṣara lóore ni, adùn inú rẹ̀ afẹnuwó, ó sì dára fún gbogbo ẹbí. Nítorí náà, tí àtijẹ cornflakes bá dé, rí i dájú pé Old Flaked Nasco cornflakes ló yàn láàyò. Oúnjẹ aládùn tó dára ní gbogbo ìgbà.
Big protein breakfast àṣírí ibẹ̀ nìyẹn. Bí ìyá mi máa ṣe ń jí láfẹ̀mọ́jú, wọ́n á ṣe oúnjẹ fún wa kí wọ́n tó sáré lọ sí ibi iṣẹ́. Lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà, bàbá wa máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ dalẹ́. Wọ́n sì tún jí lówùúrọ̀ láti gbé mi lọ sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́. Kò wá sí bó ṣe lè di gádígádí tó. Kì í rí wọn láti máa bá mi ṣeré. Ìdí ìrètí wọn kì í kúrò nílé láì jẹ big protein breakfast.
Bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọjọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú oúnjẹ òwúrọ̀ tó kún fún pig protein amárata kébé. Pig, rich for your pig.
Now your clothes will be cleaner than they've ever been. One wash removes 99.9% germs and eliminates tough stains. Oh, yeah, protect your clothes and your family too. You know how much that's worth to you, yeah.
Ìfẹ́ mi níbo lobìnrin yìí wà?
Ọkọ mi, kí nìyẹn?
Àtẹ̀jíṣẹ́ yìí tí ẹnìkan fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi lórí WhatsApp. Ó ń já mi láyà o.
Kí ni nǹkan tó ń já yín láyà? Ǹjẹ́ ti kàn sí Africa Check lórí WhatsApp láti ṣàrídájú pé ìròyìn yìí ṣe fọkàn tán. Tí èyíkéyìí fídíò, fọ́tò, ìfọ̀ránṣẹ́ tàbí àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ kan bá mú ìfúnra lọ́wọ́ tó ń jáni láyà tàbí mọ́kàn pòrúurú, Africa Check yóò bá yín ṣàyẹ̀wò rẹ̀. Ọlọ́gbọ́n yẹn o. Ǹjẹ́ o ní ìròyìn tí o kò lè ṣe ìwádìí rẹ̀? Fi ránṣẹ́ sí wa lórí WhatsApp ní 09083777789. Africa Check yóò ràn ọ́ lọ́wọ́ láti ya òótọ́ sọ́tọ̀ kúrò nínú àròsọ.
What are you looking for? The experience of a lifetime? Front row seats?
Game time!
To rub shoulders with the best in the world?
Ronaldo! Oh my goodness, man!
And to witness 24 teams battle it out for the ultimate prize.
Hey, my people! Euro 2020 don't land for your domos. Watch all the games live and get better enjoyment on Super Sports Channel 32 from 11 June to 11 July. Make una no miss any of Euro 2020 matches. Get your own GoTV decoder plus GoTenna. Make you enjoy 1 month max subscription for just 9,500 naira. Enter the home of football. GoTV. Love it.
For a healthy family.
Looking beautiful, they are met with one click. AI selfie with the pictures on flick. Full high definition with a large screen. Infinix, no tag. Top speed with a Helio G95. Super speed where they make you satisfied. Walk and play, everything is okay. Infinix, no 10 over 10. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix, no 10. Hey yo, this is a real deal. Infinix, no 10, beauty meets strength.
Enjoy super fast
fast processor with the new Infinix Note 10 with Helio G95 speed, especially for better gaming experience. And a 6.95-inch FHD screen for wider viewing pleasures. Infinix Note 10 meets beauty with strength.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná a máa fúnni ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ a sì máa mú ìdẹ̀rùn wá láti wá dènà ìjàmbá iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ojúlówó wáyà tàbí kébù ló yẹ ká fi fa iná nínú ilé, lọ́fíìsì àti nínú ìlú. Pure wires and cables ní àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti àwọn agbaṣẹ́ṣe yàn láàyò. Ojúlówó ni, kì í bó lára, kò kì í jóná àbáàdì, kì í kán sínú, ó sì fi ni lọ́kàn balẹ̀. Ìdí nìyí tí Standard Organization of Nigeria fi fòǹtẹ̀tẹ̀ tí Nigeria Electrical Contractors náà fi dìbò fún. Bí copper cable ṣe wà ní aluminium cable ń bẹ nípele lówó tí kò gún pa. Pure wires and cables tó jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ Kaman ló ṣe ojúlówó wires and cable jáde. Olú iléeṣẹ́ Pure Wires and Cables Limited wà ní Afrin's Compound, 4th Gate, number 122/132, Oṣòdì Apapa Expressway, Ìyànà Ìsọlọ̀ bus stop, Lagos. Ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ wọn ní 080-803-03257. Pure Wires and Cables. Ìrọ̀rùn fi iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
Show power for your side, it gon' knock you down. I'm a damn soft gel. Me I can tell you no say, malaria medicine we no get bad taste or bitter taste for mouth, and it dey easy to swallow. Try, I got red game changer. I'm a damn soft gel.
I'm a damn soft gel. Now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
This is a message for farmers and agro-processors. If you need to dry your agricultural produce like rice, cassava chips, plantain chips, melon, and others, you do not need to spread them to dry on tarred roads or on rocks. The Nigerian Stored Products Research Institute, NISPRI, has developed a solar dryer with which you can dry these agricultural commodities faster, better, and more hygienically. For more information, visit www.nspri.gov.ng or any of our offices across the country. NISPRI, improving food storage for a happier nation.
Splash FM 105.5.
Welcome back. It's still Splash 105.5 FM, your integrity station. Governor was there addressing citizens at Igogon in Ibarapa. And so he admitted his error. He accepted responsibility. In fact, he used the word, the government had failed you. And he said, he accepted responsibility. I mean, this is the first time he's accepted responsibility. I can remind you, if you were at this inauguration at the Liberty Stadium, Michael, you were there. Mm-hmm. The first thing he said was accepting responsibility for the mismanagement of the issues around stage, microphone, and he said, I accepted the responsibility. So I like us to review the issue of security in Oyo State, particularly Igongo as a focal point. Today I recall you talked about Konetogu giving us a security hint that there were some elements in our forests. Why didn't we protect the people from those gathering hawks. Why did that happen to us like we never had a hint?
Well, first and foremost, I think the governor should be lauded for taking responsibility, because in this same country we have some leaders who have become blame manufacturing machines. They parry things left, right, and center. They blame everybody but themselves, and then they ask Nigerians to be fair to them at all times, even when they are not fair to the people. So I think it's quite commendable. Number two is that our heart goes straight to the people who have lost their loved ones, especially in Igogo, which happened last weekend. I saw some of those pictures. Our correspondent, David Bello, was there. I've not been there personally, but our correspondent, David Bello, was there. And he presented a graphic description of what went down in that place. It is something that should not happen in the modern age. I'm sure if it was maybe somewhere in Israel or Pakistan, it would be all over CNN for days or for months. But it is poor Oyo State, poor Igogo in one corner of the earth. That seems to be our lot. However, you see, taking responsibility is good, but it's not going to bring anybody back. That's the truth.
Some people were saying that at the crowd.
It will not.
The video.
It will not, and it's not even the first time.
Will that bring the people back?
Now, you referenced what retired General Togun mentioned. Don't forget that he's not just the chairman of Amotekun in Oyo State. He's a former director of military intelligence. So, so this is somebody who knows his onions. I think the problem is that our governors, and I put the governor of Oyo State in this same class, they created Amotekun because it was popular. But since then, it's been nothing but politics for them. They have not paid adequate attention to this outfit. Now, in the case of Oyo State, don't forget that there was a time it appeared we had this friction between the police and the government of Oyo State. So, I think in a bid to correcting that impression, the government had to step back. What that has done is that it has made the personnel of Amotekun vulnerable. As I speak to you, and this is not unknown to the government of Oyo State, there are so many officials of Amotekun and OPC who are in police custody, who are in detention in different correctional facilities. Not necessarily for committing crimes, but for, stepping out of their bounds in the definition of the police. Because there's that rivalry in place.
Interagency rivalry.
I would say that in Oyo State, the governor of Oyo State has not done well enough in funding and in identifying with Amotekun, which is our own homegrown security outfit. It's a Western Nigeria, but we have Amotekun in Oyo State. How many times have you seen maybe the commandant of Amotekun or the chairman of Amotekun in any public meeting, in any meeting with the governor of the state? These are subliminals that go very far.
The optics matter.
The optics, yes. It's not enough to, unveil them, give them some maybe 30, 40 vans, and then you leave them to their fate and see where we are right now. The truth is, you can commission as many parks as you want. You can, talk about payment of salaries on the 25th of every month. Is good, but like some will say, that shouldn't count as an achievement. Security of life and property is the primary responsibility of government. If you fail in that regard, and it is not good enough to just send your spokesman out to say, well, it's not just in Oyo State, it's happening in Katsina, it's happening in... We are not Katsina, we are in Oyo State.
Deal with our issues.
Deal with our issues. Yesterday I received more than 3 different calls people saying, what is going on? They said in Ashejire, what is going on in Igbeda? I personally had to dispel some of those rumors. But the point is, let's not just even talk about the killings. There is an atmosphere, there is a climate of fear. And we need, this idea of being politically correct, it doesn't make any sense to me. The governor of the state is the chief security officer of that state. Don't just complain about not being able to buy AK-47. There are other ways to ensure protection. Intelligence gathering.
But
funding.
But we got intelligence about these guys.
Well, what did we do with it?
Michael.
And don't forget that Sunday Igboho went to Igogo before the governor. That is also instructive. This thing happened on Saturday, Saturday. The governor went there on Tuesday. Sunday Igboho had been there on Monday. We do not want to be in a position where we are forced to look up to non-state actors for things that states should handle. Ibadan is not the be-all and end-all
of your state.
What about those in those outlying communities?
Okay. Michael, what would you say about the government, being able to protect the people? If we are unable to protect the people, so why do we have the government?
Unfortunately, maybe just a dozen of us who understand that it's the responsibility of government to protect the people. A lot of us are usually very grateful for scratching the surface of governance. So we're paying salary and it's okay. As long as I'm getting my own salary, it's okay. That's the perspective that many people hold. And that is why they don't call the government to account. You see, I like something that the governor said. He said that he's accepting responsibility. Oh, wow. So now that he has said he has accepts responsibility, what are the people asking him to do? The people should ask him to do the needful. Just like Tunde said, it was if you accept responsibility, you should be the first person to mark your register there. Non-state actors even got there before you. You got intelligence. You were asking the question earlier. You got intelligence. I think that there's a problem with comprehension skills. So if you have intelligence, you have information. What do you do with information? Do you just say, okay, Atigbo, okay, Akosewala, Elosun? Is that what you do? Because that's basically what happened. We got intelligence days before this thing happened. So we could not interpret the meaning of this intelligence we could not design a framework of attacking this situation. We couldn't do all these things. We were not, basically the word that everybody uses, I like to use the word, we're not proactive. We're just reacting. So just go there, just say, Ema worry, Ọlọ́run á ṣàánú wa. And you see, I believe in God. But you see, we even underestimate God, or maybe I should say that we misplace the place of God. In modern day governance, it is in the Constitution that says that the primary responsibility of government is to protect and to see to the welfare of people. The Constitution did not say the primary responsibility of God.
So we should not outsource it to God.
We should not see Michael Faraday and his friends. They solved the problem of electricity. So we should not be praying for electricity that God. It is God has solved that problem hundreds of years ago. Why are we playing hide and seek with God when we should have done the needful? The needful was you got intelligence that something was going to be amiss, even if it was false intelligence. You should have put, in fact, you shouldn't even be putting anything in place. You see, I find it very awkward that it's only in Nigeria that you see a press release from the police formation to say that we are going to Salah, so the IG has instructed people. In the first instance, what were they supposed to be doing? So we are in a very allow me to use the expression, allow me to use my poetic license. We are in a very orphanic situation. Allow me to use my poetic license.
I don't know what it means.
Because basically we are orphans.
Okay, let me come to you, and I want solution a little bit. I spoke about it on yesterday. See, Olusola Ayola is a Nigerian robotics engineer in this Ibadan. He talked about a drone, that can, a carbon drone that can get to know if there are activities in the forests that can help people know, government to know that there are activities in these forests. And it's developed here in Ibadan. Why is it difficult for us to use technology to solve some of these problems?
I think it starts from the fact that we don't see some of these problems as problems.
So what do we see as problems?
Sometimes the biggest challenge is you identifying that there indeed is a problem. And then the second part becomes, I know what the problem is. The third one is, I am actively seeking solution. And the fourth part is, when I find I'm open-minded enough to see solution from varying angles, and then I'm discerning enough to go through that information or that solution I find and pick what I find the most suitable. Now, these 5 steps rarely gets completed in Nigeria. Oftentimes it's truncated at stage 2. Now, you see, when you have that kind of challenge, we have so many opportunities to get things done in Nigeria. We just always leave it be. See, we can go World War I style to solve our security challenges.
As long as we are able to solve the problem.
We can go World War II style at it. See, if we choose that as people or as a nation, we are not savvy enough or we are not in the 21st century, we can still adopt the crudest of methods to solve our problem. You know why? Most of our problems are still crude. We are not dealing with cyber attacks here. We are not dealing with drones attacking people here. We're dealing with people attacking people, human beings, on a bike, in the most crudest form of attack, guerrilla warfare. And which means that we honestly can use drones, yes, but even if we choose not to do drones, a lot of our security agencies, and go and look at it very critically, even the police have multiple aircrafts. There can be flybys to see some of these things. There can be scanning, thermal scanning. A lot of this, the technology you're talking about, the drone, is still carbon. The guy is checking for carbon emission.
That's what
I am talking about good old thermal scanning, which has been in existence for over 50 years. We could still deploy it at this juncture. But it's not surprising. We seem to have lost our sense of priority when it comes to development. Do not forget that as a government, we have seen the police as the AD camps of political office holders. That's probably what their powers that the government has arrogated to them right now. Because it will never make sense to know that the Nigerian army is actively engaged in more than 30 states in Nigeria.
In internal security.
In internal security, when they are supposed to be looking at our territorial integrity as a nation.
Okay.
And as we are losing them, what was the number we graduated recently? 4,500. Does that replace what we have lost? And then the police, like I said, the police will receive the same intelligence that General Togun got.
Yes.
What could they have done with it? What are they doing with it? Are they even manned enough? There are still police stations in Nigeria that has less than 10 policemen there as the entire staffing.
You forgot that we said the Ojo police station was burnt down.
The Ojo police station that was burnt down, as the governor rebuilt it,
okay,
it could have been done.
Okay. Final question. Today, governor said that's the last time that will happen. You think he can keep that promise?
Okay. Well, for the sake of all of us, I hope that it will be the last time. But, I mean, the point is, if it happens again, do you see the legislature, the body that is empowered to checkmate the governor.
The speaker was there with the governor, though.
The speaker goes with the governor everywhere. I've never seen anything like that.
And that's a new thing. I mean, accept a new thing.
Maybe it's the chief of staff to the governor. You never can tell. It's not.
It's cooperation, intergovernmental cooperation.
How come we don't have the CJ of the state also going with the governor everywhere?
Maybe you don't know. It might be somewhere there.
No, the CJ doesn't go with the governor.
At least we know it doesn't.
And it's not the norm.
Michael, your final statement here.
Governments, whether at the federal or at the subnational level, should rise to their responsibility. They should stop outsourcing their responsibility to God. God already gave them idea for military. Let them do their job.
I think we'll still come back to security. We should know nothing grows where there's insecurity. Nothing happens. No growth, no development, nothing in the absence of security. And we need to begin to look at the cost of insecurity. The real cost, when one person dies, the productive years of that person is truncated. Whatever government and the community could have benefited is gone and can never be gotten back.
Tunde Olawuwo.
Well, I just sympathize with those who lost their loved ones. I pray that, may they be comforted.
When a law infringes on the people's right and contradicts the ground norm, do the people have a right to disobey such a law? I don't know. Good evening, I'm Oluwaseun. Many thanks to Michael for being here. Thank you so much, Michael. Tunde, I thank you for being here. And Tunde Nokoya, thank you so much for also being here. Many thanks to everyone. Josh, thank you. And the gentlemen with us here, Ayo and Guke, thank you too. We'll see you next week, Thursday. We have a nation to rescue. Bye.
Splash FM 105.5.
dúró sórí àlà gbáradì ó ti yá bẹ̀rẹ̀ oṣù tuntun pẹ̀lú soccer ready promo tó kà màmá pẹ̀lú Samsung ra èyíkéyìí Galaxy S21 olóríṣiríṣi kó o sì gba buds live kan wàá tún gba Bluetooth headset lórí gbogbo Galaxy A32 àti àpò alágbèékẹ́yìn backpack tó o bá ra A12 àwọn àǹfààní tó kà màmá wà tó o bá ra Galaxy A02 náà ìfilọ́lẹ̀ yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ kẹrin oṣù kẹfà di ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kejì ọdún 2021 tààrà ṣàṣà àǹfààní yìí wà títí ọjà ó fi tán lẹ̀ àdéhùn àti àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ o.
All the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting me cause all the shine. Lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. You wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
What is this? I thought I asked all of you to drop whatever you have outside here.
I'm sorry, sir. This is Fluco Day. I saw you coughing earlier, so I brought it out for you so you can take it.
Thanks for your kindness, but I'm smarter than that. You think I don't know that every drug that cures cough and catarrh causes drowsiness? So you want me to sleep, Abi?
This is what distinguishes Fluco Day. It does not cause drowsiness.
Nah, drug. I know this drug. It work well. Let me try it. Manufactured by Harvit.
Marketed and distributed by Pharmatex Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 2 days, consult your doctor.
Time up. And you, I said what? Flu.
Fluco Day!
Available in pharmacy shops near you.
Sense so fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, not scent out fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so yes, I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I get confidence. So fresh. The correct chewing gum, not scent so fresh. No darling with scent out fresh.
Scent so fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness.
want show power for your side, it gon' knock you down. Amatem soft gel. Me I can tell you no say. Malaria medicine we no get bad taste or bitter taste for mouth. And it easy to swallow. Try. I got red game changer. Amatem soft gel.
Amatem soft gel. Now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Here,